So as we touched on your intro, F is for Family is entering its 3rd season. In addition to creating it and starring it, I know that you're making the donuts in the writer's room. And stand-up, it's such a solitary game, you know? It goes from your brain to the audience with no filter. What's different to you about the collaborative process of the writer's room?
The lack of respect that writers get, like how fucking hard it is, you know what I mean? Everybody talks about actors. Oh, he gained weight for this, and how did you get your abs? And it's just like, dude, like somebody fucking sat and just like missed his kids growing up. So you could go out and go be fucking, you know, I don't know, whatever, The Flash, whatever the fuck they're doing movies about nowadays.
And then Netflix seems to be in the middle of this comedy gold rush, you know, from these multi-million-dollar Dave Chappelle deals to the stand-up specials, the original series like F is for Family. And I'm curious about your perspective on Netflix and its impact on the business of comedy.
My first hour special I did, Why Do I Do This? I remember clearly I was at the Improv on Melrose and somebody said, what do you want for your intro? And I said, blah, 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 blah. You can watch his new special, Why Do I Do This, on Netflix. And the guy said it and people snickered in the crowd. This is how long I've been with those guys. They were like still considered the guys that delivered videos to you.
Right.
And they thought it was funny. And then like within like, I think 3 years of that, they were like the place to be. So that and Breaking Bad were 2 things that I got in on early. And I feel like if I didn't, I would have probably got lost in the herd. Breaking Bad, I saw, you know, the first episode, I immediately asked my agent, oh, I'll fucking do anything. I'll carry the meth in the background, anything. So I think I got in early with the request. All right, what do we got here? Oh, I fucking love that. You clean that off, man?
I did. Check the can. Check the
That's
can,
a
Bill.
dead bird right there.
I'm right with you. I'm leaving nothing on the bones.
You know, I had a woman one time come up to me after a show and tell me that she was a card-carrying member of PETA. I forget what joke I did.
Was she upset about a joke that you did?
Yeah, but she's, I'm a card-carrying member of PETA. Like, yeah, all you do is sign up. She acts like she got a fucking MBA.
So you once called the cuntiness of sports writers unparalleled, and these days there does seem to be a lot of outrage porn coming from the dweebs who cover professional sports. So what I want to do is just bounce some hot button barroom debates off of you, because I think the nosebleeds need Bill Burr's perspective.
I'm starting to sweat. Feeling it.
Are you looking forward to seeing Maroon 5 and Cardi B perform at this year's Super Bowl halftime show?
I just hate how it's the most important football game of the year, and there's just so much other shit going on, and all these people who don't give a shit about football show up and they talk during the game and then they shut up during the commercials, and then when the game comes back on, they're like, how much do you think that one cost? And it's just like, so I try not to go to Super Bowl parties because I always end up in the kitchen on that little fucking TV or whatever, so.
What do you think is a sillier protest, cutting up your Nike socks or burning your LeBron jersey?
They're both equally stupid.
Right. You bought this.
But,
you already bought it.
Because of what was behind Colin Kaepernick, it was just, I just hate, you knew the second he did it, it was eventually gonna be like, my brother's fighting in Iraq. And it's just like, dude, nobody is saying your brother isn't fighting in Iraq.
Right.
He's talking about police brutality. This is what it is. And how that was just hijacked. And also, you know, he's on his knees. That's more respectful than standing up, right? Mm-hmm. Taking your hat off. I get it. I don't understand the experience because I'm fucking white. You know, I look like a cop, so I can drive like 90 anywhere. Cops just wave at me. They think they know me. But yeah, some comics steal jokes. Some cops fucking kill people. Not saying to get rid of all the cops. They're just saying, hey, get rid of the bad ones. It's a very logical argument.
Yeah, it is.
All right, Bill, we have a recurring segment on our show called Explain That Grammar. We do a deep dive on our guests' Instagram, pull interesting pictures that need more context. So I'll bust out the laptop, I'll show you the picture, and you just tell me the bigger story. Does that sound good?
You talked really fast.
All right, laptop, please.
I'm actually drinking water right now because I was so dry.
Sorry, Bill.
I can recommend some places.
Yeah? What's your go-to wings joint?
I'm not blowing it up here. So I have to stand in line at my favorite place.
What is the craziest bout you saw when you were doing color commentary at Rough and Rowdy, that amateur boxing event?
Oh, God. I think the two brothers that fought each other. There was two brothers.
What?
And one of them was in the armed forces and was like, you know, making stuff from himself. The other one didn't have a job or something and played video games. And he hated his mom, saying his mother loved the other one better.
So he's like in the shadow of his older brother.
Well, this is the best thing. His brother, who's in the military, agreed, said, yeah, she likes me better. So it was unbelievable. And then he said that people in the armed services were overrated. It's like, they're not that tough. And then they went out and they beat the shit out of each other. I forget. I want to say the video game kid won. But what was funny was they were both in the same shape. So this guy never even got off the couch.
How they both in the same
this
shape?
other guy,
One
you know, he had to go
plays
through
video games
basic
in his
training and
mom's
everything.
house,
I was
another
kind of
one's in the
amazed by
army.
that. That was a good one. It's, you know, it's one of those things. I really grew up watching a lot of those tough man competitions, and the fact that Barstool brought them back it's just been a lot of fun. So I'm so like those guys let me come on every once in a while. The next one is October 5th. I don't know when this comes out.
It will have already been
Kentucky.
out, but you know what? I guess go into the backlog or something.
Yeah, going to the backlog.
What do you remember about your conversation with Danica Patrick? Did you guys talk about classic cars?
No, she was like just dialed in. Like she had like astronaut Chuck Yeager. Like just, it was awesome. Like fucking vice handshake. And what was funny was when we got in the car and we were driving around the Indianapolis 500, which I'd been to. I've gone to it twice. And it's just, you come down the straightaway, it's iconic. I can't explain it. It's just like, oh my God. Like I remember saw AJ Foyt and all these guys, Rick Mears and all these people growing up. I was talking to her about how she was going to retire after the race. She said she was retired. I said, yeah, you know, I heard you're retiring. I'm like, that's awesome. You retire. And she punched me in the shoulder. She was like, thanks. Because I guess everybody was giving her shit. Yeah, she drove, she spun out in the race, you know, went out in a blaze of glory. And yeah, I thought it was a really cool way to retire.
Some of your casual fans might not know that you're a licensed helicopter pilot.
I'm wearing the
Have you
same
ever
hat.
had-
Look, I only got
If you
one
don't
hat.
know
Look
he
at that.
flies helicopters, you're not a
It
real
is the
Bill
same
Burr
hat.
fan.
Hey, I'm a minimalist.
Get on out of here.
Flying a helicopter, learning
know
how
all
to do
about
that
this.
is one of the biggest accomplishments
know
of my
what
life
Bill
because
be
I did not
doing.
do well in school and I was really nervous about ground school and all of that, me being able to pass. And I actually discovered that if I'm into something, that it's not like those classes. You just went to school and whatever they were teaching you had to learn it.
Right.
Whether it engaged your brain or not. So
Right.
not saying I'm not a moron, but I was pretty surprised that I was able to do that. So
Well, congrats, Bill.
thank you. Oh, I like that. Is that a little cumin in there? Mm-hmm. Ah, see? I cook. I like that. I could eat a fucking bucket of that. Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting watching you on late shows because sometimes I get this sense that when you're watching the audience, they can't tell if it's okay to laugh or not. From your perspective, are you amused by that or annoyed by that?
There's just a lot of that right now. There's just a lot of, no, you know, you say something and people act like somebody just got hurt. I don't understand it, but you know, it's what the young people do and I respect it. Yeah, most people out there are not fanning themselves every time somebody says something. They understand context, they understand two sides of the story, they understand due process, they understand all of this stuff. Like, I think you should be allowed to disagree, which is kind of seems to be going away.
Facts.
That went up a notch. Mm-hmm. This is one of these lingering ones.
He's
Where
sweating
you
now.
think you handled it.
And then it chases
All
you.
right, yeah.
He's
You going for
sweating.
your milk?
Look at him sweating.
Not until you do, you know. I'm going step for step with you.
I think milk is a coward. I think that's a cowardly move.
Then
I
I'm gonna
think
swap.
ISIS wins if you go for the milk.
If it
I'm
gets
sweating right now, dude.
Yeah, you're sweating pretty bad,
That's
Billy.
fucking hot. That's like annoying.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you do that to somebody's food?
I know.
Now it's a mission. That was just all and then now we're in the rapids.
It's going down.
Now we get to see who
Look
we
at
are.
Bill.